Sravanam Saturday Srimad Bhagavatam study of Srimad Bhagavatam session. So we have not been doing it regularly, but now we hope to start because now we have a very special speaker on a very auspicious day. So from today we will continue, right, Daivik Prabhu?
Yes.
From today we will start for every Saturday. So please come every Saturday morning. It's free. Yeah. And we'll have nice speakers. So today we are going to study, we have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam for last 2.5 years, and we are almost finishing the first. And today is our first canto, 18th chapter text, 18 to 20. And the topic is?
Chanting the holy name and Vaisnava seva.
Yes. The power of the holy name and Vaishnava seva. Okay?
Can I do 18, 19 if it's okay?
Yes, anything you like.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Let's take the Mangalacharana prayers. Om Ajnanamiyandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Swapadam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuga Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanasya Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sadhana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadhaivam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sadhana Raghunatham Krishna Kamvitamsha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tattakanchana Gaurangi Ade Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vachakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Sutta
Vacha.
Aho Vayam Janma Bhuto Dhyasma.
Aho Vayam Janma Bhuto Dhyasma.
Pradhana Vidya Viviloma Jata. Tauskulyamadim Vidunoti Shikram. Mahattamanam Abhidana Yoga. Translation. Sri Sutta Goswami said, O God, although we are born in a mixed caste, we are still promoted their birthright simply by serving and following the great who are advanced in knowledge. Even by conversing with such great souls, one can without delay cleanse oneself of all disqualifications resulting from low births. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sutta Goswami did not take his birth in a Brahmana family. He was born in a family of mixed caste or an uncultured low family. Because of higher association like Srila Sukadeva Goswami and the great rishis of Naimisharanya, certainly the disqualification of inferior birth was washed off. So when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to spread in this world, he came to liberate all the material souls into spiritual souls. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed this principle in pursuance of the Vedic usages. And by his transcendental association, he elevated many low-born adults disqualified by birth or action to the status of devotional service and established them in the position of acharyas or authorities. He clearly stated that any man, whatever he may be, whether a Brahmana or Shudra by birth, or a householder or a mendicant in the order of society, if he is conversant with the signs of Krishna, he can be accepted as an acharya or guru, a spiritual master. Sutta Goswami learned the science from Krishna from great rishis and authorities like Sukadeva Goswami and Vyasadeva. And he was so qualified that even the sages of Naimisharanya eagerly wanted to hear from him the signs of Krishna in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So remember, like in 1.1.1, the sages asked the 6 questions to Sutta Goswami, and then Sutta Goswami answered all the 6 questions and the 6 answers also. So he had the double association of great souls by hearing and preaching. Transcendental science of the sights of Krishna has to be learned from the authorities. When one preaches the sights, he becomes still more qualified. So Sutta Goswami had both the advantages, and this undoubtedly he was completely free from all disqualifications of low birth and mental agonies. This transcendental science, nor did the sages of Naimisharanya refused to hear lessons from him because of his inferior birth. This means that thousands of years ago there was no bar to learn or preaching the transcendental side because of the inferior birth. The rigidity of so-called caste system in Hindu society became prominent within only 100 years or so when the number of Bandhuks or disqualified and elevated Thakur Haridas. So Haridas Thakur used to sit by the lake and used to do 192 rounds. He never used to sleep, he never used to do anything. He took a vow like that. I should not sleep, I should not do anything before I finish my 192 rounds. In those because it used to be possible to do 192 rounds, 292, we can do as many rounds we can want to please Krishna. At times people could be alive for like 100,000 years maybe, I do not know. So, on the authority in preaching of the glories of the holy name of the Lord, although His Holiness Sri Haridas Thakur was pleased to appear in a family of Mohammedans. So this is the purport. Now let's move on to the next verse. Kuta punargunnatuna matasya Mahatamai kantaparayanasya Nonanta shuktir bhagavan ananto Mahat gunatva yamanantam ahu. Translation. I want to speak of those who are under the direction of great devotees, chanting the holy name of the unlimited, who is unlimited potency. It's Krishna who has unlimited potency. The personality of God and unlimited in potency and transcended by attributes is called Ananta, unlimited. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Dvijabandhu are the less intelligent, uncultured men are born of a high caste and put forward many arguments against the low caste men becoming Brahmanas in this life. So many people are Brahmanas in this life, mostly. Like sannyasis, brahmacharis, everyone mostly. So, they argue the birth in the family of Sudras. Sudra means low class people. We already know the meaning. Sudra means low class people. They argue that in a birth of family, Sudras are less than Sudras and made possible by one previous sinful activities. And that one therefore has to complete the terms of disadvantages due to low birth. And to answer this for logicians, Srimad Bhagavatam asserts that one who can chant the holy name of the Lord offends while chanting the holy name of the Lord. We know the 10 offenses, okay? One is to not blaspheme by the Lord, one is not to blaspheme by the Devatas. So, this offenses chanting indicates that one has fully understood the transcendental nature of the holy name and thus surrendered to the Lord. Transcendentally, the holy name of the Lord and Lord Himself are identical, being absolute. The holy name of the holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord. The Lord is our powerful personality of Godhead, and He has innumerable names, which are all not different from Him and equally powerful also. In the last word of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asserts that one who surrenders fully unto Him is protected from all sins by the grace of the Lord. Since His name and Himself are identical, holy name of the Lord can protect the devotees from all the effects of sins. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord can endow the deliver from one from the disadvantages from the low caste birth. The Lord's unlimited power is extended on and on by the unlimited expansion of the devotees and incarnations, and thus every devotee and Lord incarnations as also can be equally surcharged with the potency of the Lord. Since the devotee is surcharged with the potency of the Lord, even fractionally the disqualification due to lower birth cannot stand in the way. So what he's saying in this purport is, Krishna has many hands, he has many names, he has everything, he has all potency. Even the holy name is also Krishna. The power of holy name, that's what we are discussing today. The power of holy name is when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can you feel that power? That power is making us get the strength of Harinam Sankirtan. So let's see what Vasudeva says in the next verse. Etat valam nanu suchitena Gunerasmanyati shayanasya Hitvaretran pratayato vibhutir Yasyangrenum jusatena bibsho. Translation. It is now ascertained that He, the personality of Godhead, is unlimited and there is none equal to Him. So we see in God that there is no one equal to Him. It already says in the Bhagavad Gita also. Consequently, no one can speak of Him adequately. Great demigods cannot obtain the favor of the goddesses of fortune even by prayers, but this very goddesses conducts service unto the Lord, although is unwilling to have such of the service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The personality of God, the Parameshwara Bhagavan, according to the Shrutis, has nothing to do. He has no equal, nor does anyone excel Him. He has unlimited potencies, and His every action is carried out systematically in His natural and perfect ways. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in Himself, and He has nothing to accept from anyone else, including the great demigods like Brahma. Others ask for the favor of goddesses of fortune, and despite such prayers, He declines to award such favors. But since He renders service under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although He is nothing to accept from all, the Personality of Godhead in His Garbhodakshaya Vishnu features begets Brahma. So we know the story. So Brahma gets born from Krishna's navel. Krishna is Brahma's father. So we know the Parampara system. Krishna is Brahma's father. Brahma is Narada's father. Narada is Vyasadeva's father. So it keeps on going on like that. The personality of Godhead in His the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu features begets Brahma, the first created person in the material world, from his navel lotus stem and not in the womb of the goddesses of fortune, who is eternally engaged in His service. These are some of the transcendentally so full of inconceivable potencies that simply by His willing everything is done without physical or personal endeavor. He is called therefore Yogeshwara, or the Lord of unmistakable powers. So it says in the 15th chapter, in the Purushottam, you have to read 15th chapter. It says the Supreme Brahman Yoga person. That's that Purushottam, and he's called Krishna. Krishna has many names: Vamana, Rama, Narasimha, Parashurama, Rama, Balaram, Kalki, Buddha. Is many avatars. Even Ganesha is also, many avatars are there for Krishna. We say like all gods are none other than Krishna only, because he is superior. He is superior than even us also. So let's see what Vyasadeva says in the next verse. Atapayatpadanakamasasritam
अताप्रियपादनकासुसृतं
Jagadvirocha Pahatananabha
जगद्विरिञ्चो परिताहनाम्बः
Sesham Punyatiranmanat Mukunda
शेषं पुनातिरन्यतमो मुकुन्द
Ko Namaloke Bhagavan Padartha.
को नाम लोके भगवत्पदार्थ
Translation. Why can we worthy of the name of the Supreme Lord? But the personality of God is Sri Krishna. Brahmaji collected the water emanating from the nails of his feet in order to embody to Lord Shiva as a worshipful welcome. This very water, the Ganges, is purifying the whole universe, including Lord Shiva. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The conception of many gods in the Vedic literatures by the ignorant is completely wrong. The Lord is one without a second, but He expands Himself in many ways, and thus is confirmed in the Vedas. Such expansions of the Lord are limitless, but some of them are the living entities. The living entities are not as powerful as the Lord's plenary expansions, and therefore there are two different types of expansions. Lord Brahma is generally one of the living entities, and Lord Shiva is the medium between the Lord and the living entities. In other words, even demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva, who are the chief amongst all demigods, are never equal to or greater than Lord Vishnu, the supreme personality of Godhead. The goddess is the fortune, Lakshmi, and all powerful demigods like Brahma and Shiva are engaged in the worship of Vishnu or Krishna. Therefore, who can be more powerful than Mukunda, Lord Krishna, to be factually called the supreme personality of Godhead? The goddess is the fortune, Lakshmi, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, not independently powerful. They are powerful as excellences in the Supreme Lord, and all of them are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and so also are the living entities. They are directly from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi respectively. Besides about the mentioned three sampradayas, there is the Kumara Sampradaya descending from Sanat Kumara. So it says in Mukunda Mahastotra that Kulashekara is glorifying Mukunda Mala from 1 to 53. It says in first verse, Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Taya Pareti Bhakta Priyeti Bavalum Tanako Videti Nateti Rakashayaneti Jagan Nivaseti Alapinam Patidinam Kurma Mukunda. Say Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Taya Pareti. Your Vallabha, your Lakshmi's wife. Bhakta Priyeti Bavalum Tanako Videti. You're the plunder of the status quo. Nateti Nakashayaneti Jagan Nivaseti. You reside on Ananda says. And Alapinam Patidinam Kurma Mukunda. Let me be a constant reciter of all your names. All of the four original sampradayas are still scripturally engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Up to date, and they all declare that Lord Krishna, Mukunda, is the supreme personality of Godhead, and no other personality is equal to him or greater than him. Yatyanukata Srivadiha Vyapohyade Dishito Sangamudam Prajantita Paramaham Syamantyam Yasminnaham so Pasamaswadharma. Translation. Self-controlled persons who are attached to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna can all of a sudden give up the world of material attachment, including the gross body and subtle mind, and go away to attain the highest perfection of the renounced order of life, by which non-violence and renunciation are consequential. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Only the self-control can gradually be attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Self-control means not indulging in some sense enjoyment more than is necessary. And those who are not self-controlled are given over to sense enjoyment. Dry philosophical speculation is a subtle sense enjoyment of the mind. Sense enjoyment leads one to the path of darkness. Those who are self-controlled can make progress on the path of liberation from the conditioned life of material existence. The Vedas therefore enjoin that one should One should not go on the path of darkness, but should make a progressive march, engaging towards the path of light or liberation. Self-control is actually achieved not by artificially stopping the senses for material enjoyment, but by becoming factually attached to the Supreme Lord by engaging in one's alloyed service in the transcendental service of the Lord. The senses cannot be forcefully calmed, but they can be given proper engagement. Purified senses, therefore, are always engagement in the transcendental service of the Lord. The perfection stage of sense engagement is called Bhakti Yoga. So those who are attached to the means of Bhakti Yoga are actually self-controlled and can all of a sudden give up their homely or bodily attachment for the service of the Lord. This is called the Paramahamsa stage. Hamsas or swans accept only milk of a mixture of milk and water. Similarly, those who accept the service of the Lord instead of Maya's service are called the Paramahamsas. They are naturally qualified with all the good attributes such as pridelessness, freedom from vanity, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, respectability, worship, devotion, and sincerity. All these godly qualities exist in the devotee of the Lord spontaneously. Such Paramahamsas who are completely given up to the service of the Lord are very rare. They are very rare even amongst the liberated souls. Real non-violence means freedom from envy. In this world, everyone is envious from his fellow being. But up to the service of the Lord, the perfect Paramahamsa, being complete, given up to the service of the Lord, is perfectly non-envious. He loves everything, living being in relation with the Supreme Lord. Real renunciation means perfect dependence on the God. Every living being on someone else because he is so made. Actually, everyone is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But when one forgets his relation with the Lord, he becomes dependent with the contentions of material nature. Renunciation means renouncing one's dependence on the conditions of material nature and thus becoming completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Really, independence means completely faith in the mercy of Lord without dependence on the conditions. The Paramahamsa stage is the highest perfection stage in the Bhakti Yoga, the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So what examples we can see in this book here? Krishna is saying, if we be self-controlled, we can only follow the path. It says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Sharanam Vajahankam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Yishyami Masucha. If you surrender to me, I will only do everything. I will only do it. I only make you the devotional path. So this is the purport. So now we'll see the thing. So materialistic people are attached to gambling, etc. We should not be attached to material features. Whatever. Example, when we go see someone, they're playing gambling, we should not go and join. So if you go and join, in case of time, then it will be dark and you can't play. So that's why you have to be like not playing, gambling and all this stuff. Krishna will only make one thing suffer. Krishna will make thing to the end. So what you see, Vasudeva is quoting there. Jagannath goes in Radha. Every year we see in the cart. Everyone gets his darshan. It's like Amrutam for only silence. It's nothing. It's only singing Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu. They're singing nothing. They're only singing for Jagannath. They're not thinking for anyone. They're not thinking about gambling. They're not thinking about materialistic people. See, that's how attached we have to be to the Lord. Prabhupada used to quote many situations. Hare Krishna. We can conclude the class now. The Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Very well.
Any questions?
Nice class.
Very nice class. Wonderful.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
So if nobody have any questions, we can go around the room. Everybody can share a little bit of reflection. Yeah, is that okay? Mataji, you can start. You are the first. Next.
Because you're sitting next to me, Mama.
Yes.
Daivikram, you can give the mic.
to Mummy, but she has to speak.
Mommy is answering the questions.
Speak, Mom. Are you shy, Mom?
Actually, I was asking him to prepare for the class for 3 days. Alanka called Alanka Prabhu and I told Alanka Prabhu that I want to give class, and Prabhu said it's good. I'm impressed with him. And I was keep asking him to prepare the class, and he prepared the slideshow. And today morning he woke up like 7 o'clock and he was like, should I give the class? I am very sleepy. I said, okay, let me call Alanka Prabhu and
Okay,
tell him.
I was like, okay, I break up.
And he came at 7:48 or something. I was so tensed. I came at 7:35 and still he didn't come. He came with Param and he just sitting and gave the class. I was so tensed. And I told him to pray for the Natabar that
I did pray, Mom.
your right word should come at right time. Then he prayed for Natabar. I think that you are all happy with this class.
Oh, we can pass it down to Padmakshar Das.
No, Prabhu,
Go ahead.
Any
So, yeah.
reflections, Prabhu? Any reflection on the verses?
Yeah, I mean the power of the holy name, it's very immense. So yeah, just trying to. So yeah, so just that's stuck out that the power of the holy name, that it can change people from whoever they are, wherever that whatever the past or situation to.
Shivam, reflection.
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Everything is nice?
Everything's nice. I mainly liked when I was talking about how the there are different spaces of devotees at different levels.
Jai.
Nice reflection.
Yeah, good session. We liked it. It was really inspiring. Keep continuing.
Thanks.
Prabhu, anything from the verses?
Anything from the verses that you
verses.
So
Any
one
reflection?
only way to get out of all past sins and all those is to chant Hare Krishna. That's what I think.
Please.
Hare Krishna. Very nice class, Daivikram Prabhu. I hope and pray you do more and more of this. Okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll keep inspiring.
Thank you.
Jai.
Thank you. From these verses, as we could see, the main, especially the main focus of these verses is the two things. One is holy name, the power of the holy name, and Vaisnava seva. The first verse talked about the Vaisnava seva, and subsequent verses talked about the holy name. So Krishna says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Sishtastam says, Nam Nam Akari Bahudani Dasavashakti. So Krishna has so many names. And all the potencies of Krishna, everything, all the different potencies of Krishna are invested in this single capsule called holy name. Just by chanting the holy name, you are trying to get how should I say? You are capturing all the potencies of Krishna. So that is the power of holy name. And also, there is a verse says the Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. What is that verse? So Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So this particular verse says that this Nam is Chintamani. Chintamani means wish fulfilling gem. So, and it is Apinnatvam Nama Naminam. So there is no difference between the Krishna, the possessor of the name, and name itself. So one has to chant very sincerely without committing any offenses. That is mentioned in the purport that we have to be careful of not committing offenses, because people may be chanting for many years. They may be chanting, but if they are not conscious of not committing offenses, so whatever the effort that we are doing, ultimately it's not waste, but it will take a long time to reap the benefits of the holy name. So sometimes we wonder, we have been chanting for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, but still I do not see much progress. That is because we are not careful of not committing offenses. So one has to be extremely careful, especially Vaishnava Parad. So not criticizing other Vaishnavas or other devotees. So each and everybody has their own baggage. We have to be careful. We have to think about our own baggage and see how we can improve ourselves, and not committing any offenses, not criticizing other devotees in the temple. So and practice the holy name sincerely. That will have great effect. Another point is Vaishnava seva. Vaishnava seva, how could we develop taste for reading and hearing? We always want to read, hear more, and everything, but how do we develop the taste for all these things? So Srimad Bhagavatam says that only by serving the Vaishnavas, serving the pure devotees of the Lord, we develop the taste. The taste for reading, hearing more about the Lord, that is awakened from the heart. So whenever there is an opportunity to serve, take advantage of that. Whenever there are some devotees coming, senior devotees coming to the temple, there are so many services that are available, right? When visiting guests come, there are many services, right? From picking up from the airport all the way to serving them prasadam, hearing, attending the class itself is a service. You can sit here, take the association of the devotees, and if we have capacity to offer some dakshina, especially if he's a brahmachari or sannyasi, it's a responsibility of grihasthas to offer some dakshina to other ashrams. So there are many ways to serve the Vaishnavas. So whenever we have so many visiting guests, especially a couple of months ago, and now we have more guests coming, so take advantage of that, serve the devotees. By serving them, then we develop taste for reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So those are the couple of points that I could get. And also one of the purports talks about how it is so rare. The Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaya. So after many thousands of men, very few people come onto this path. And out of those few also, very few understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and practice the Krishna consciousness. So those who are coming into the path of Krishna consciousness, we have to understand that they are very rare. So we have to take care of the other devotees nicely, because it's a very rare opportunity. Somebody is coming into the temple, taking up this process. So we have to care for them nicely. We have to be friendly with them, serve as much as possible. That way, it will help the devotees who are coming in, and also us. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. After many lifetimes, one comes to the understanding that Krishna is everything. So that's why devotees are very precious. Whoever is coming into the temple, walking into the temple, guest of Krishna, Radha Natavar, so we have to treat them nicely and serve them. So that is another point that I could get from this three purports. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ramtit Thakur. You summarized it so well that I don't know if others will have anything else to say. But that was a great class, Bhakta Daivikram. I really, I'm feeling so inspired by him that because we have had a long break in Sravanam Saturdays, and Mataji was the first person to ask that what is happening. Can somebody give class? If nobody is there, then can he give? But because it's a fact. Nobody even knew that the Sravanam Saturdays were stopped. It is very inspiring that there is somebody who cares, not just to attend but to give class. And here I was reading the first paragraph of this first purport that we discussed today. So there are many castes, and we all have been to so many forms and so many castes and creed and all this status based on this body. But who is qualified? You come, as soon as you know the science of Krishna, then you become qualified. Not just as a devotee, also as a guru, as an acharya. So what is the science of Krishna? Prabhupada is just saying very briefly that, if he is conversant with the science of Krishna, but what is the science of Krishna? And exactly what Ramtit Thakur said, serving, devotional service. Devotional service is the basic essence. Everything that we do and adding Krishna to that becomes a science of Krishna or the service. So many times we hear, "Oh Prabhu, I am so unqualified. I have no qualification to give class. I have no qualification to go here, go there, go do this service. I have no qualification to do book distribution. I have no qualification to come and cook." See, but we are in the temple. Prabhu said, it's so rare to come across devotees. it's even rarer to take up this process, right? So we have taken up this process. We are here sitting in the temple. We have this desire to serve, some way or the other based on our ability. But we all are super qualified. And Malti Prabhu was telling, I think, that picnic, we had a picnic last couple of weeks ago, and then she was telling that, Prabhupada used to say, somebody asked Prabhupada, I am not qualified. Prabhupada said, then become qualified. If you think you're, then make an effort to become qualified. So, serving Srimad Bhagavatam and of course chanting, serving all the devotees is a great service, and it's not that hard. You saw today. It's not that hard. This is such a great opportunity, for everyone to come together and study Srimad Bhagavatam. We are so busy with so many services, and there is no time, to come as a community and then read Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada's words, and discuss. So thank you, Devi Prabhu, for inspiring all of us.
For giving me the chance to get this class.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Devi Prabhu. It was really wonderful. I really loved the way you were saying, don't waste your time in gambling. So you said that a few times. And all the other bad things, right? So we should not indulge in all of those things because that takes us away from Krishna, right? So, and you had a lot of conviction in that, so I really appreciate it. And then, what Alakar was saying, talking about the caste and creed. So Prabhupada here makes a lot of points on, even if anybody takes lower birth, it does not matter. The science of Krishna is all purifying. So that makes you qualified. So that was really wonderful. Prabhupada wrote a lot on that. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Daivikram Prabhu. Very nice class. Very happy to hear a class from you. Thank you. In one of the purport, Prabhupada mentioned how great, I think in all the purports, how great Krishna is. And then he also mentioned a lot of demigods. All the demigods worship Lakshmi, and that Lakshmi worship Krishna, even though that he doesn't like. So that rare is achieving Krishna's lotus feet, and then because of Prabhupada's mercy and Gurudev's mercy, we are directly on the altar serving Sri Rama. How grateful we are. I was just thinking about that one. That is very, 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 very rare service that it is given to us. So I'm very grateful, and then we all should also take up this service very seriously. Reading, serving, and then deity worship, everything is very, very rare. So we should take up that very seriously.
Okay, Padmaksh.
Thank you, Daivikram Prabhu.
Thanks, my dearest father.
I felt like these verses are it's really talking about us basically. That's what I felt it like. As soon as they heard the first verse, that's what the Goswami is saying, right? We're all born in a lower family, but we got a great opportunity to come into this path. And it's clearly saying even just by conversing with the great souls, that's what happening for us in our community. Many of the devotees are coming here, the great people. And we got an opportunity to serve them, and we got an opportunity to talk to them. So the Goswami is mentioning it here actually. Even when you talk to them, with all our disqualifications, whatever we have, everything will go away. That's what he's mentioning it here. And in the next purport, next verse that he's saying it actually. If we, without qualification also, if we just converse it with, we get so much of purities, impurities will go away. What to speak of the devotees who are really so much pure? That's what he's saying it here. Just by chanting the holy name of the unlimited, and we'll get unlimited mercy. That's what he's saying in the 19th verse. That's another thing. And in the 20th verse, it is saying nobody is equal to Krishna, and even great demigods actually want to get the favor of the goddess of watching many prayers. But Krishna don't want that actually, but still they are actually praising them actually. And I felt like, we also got the opportunity to praise the Lord and glorify Him, got the opportunity to chant His names. And Prabhupada gave us so much of service and everything to do it actually. Yeah. So overall, these verses really talked about a lot of things, and Lord Brahma and Shiva, they also benefited by this worship of the Lord. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Would you like to say two words?
Okay, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.